So we will measure the current factory airflow that we're getting. We'll take that filter out. We'll measure the airflow with no cabin filter, because some of you dirty dogs are rocking no cabin filter. And then we will measure each one of these and see which one we like the best. Welcome back to Truck Central. Mr. Justin Wheeler here with the 2019 Ram 1500 Limited High Mileage Edition. Today we are going to continue to tackle my single biggest gripe with the 5th gen Rams, and that is the air conditioning. Now, we've already done the Muzzies AC bypass hack, which got the temperatures down and works really well. If you didn't see those videos, we'll leave a link to those. But now we're going to see what we can do to improve the air flow. Before we get into the video, I do want to say thank you to Real Truck. They are the sponsor this season for Truck Central. So after the video, click their link in the description and buy yourself something nice. Okay, so we're going to try to take a fairly systematic approach to figuring out, one, can a certain cabin filter improve the flow, and then find out which one's better, what are the price points, and then we'll kind of make an assessment of what gives you the most bang for your buck. Now, the truck has over 250,000 miles, and it's still rocking the original cabin air filter. I've been meaning to replace it forever, but honestly, if you're watching this video, I was kind of in your shoes. Which one do I want? There's a whole bunch of them out there. So I got three different price points. And what we're going to do is we're going to use an anemometer, and we are going to measure the airflow coming out of the vents. And we're going to see if any of these actually give you more airflow. So we will measure the current factory airflow that we're getting. We'll take that filter out. We'll measure the airflow with no cabin filter, because some of you dirty dogs are rocking no cabin filter. And then we will measure each one of these and see which one we like the best. So we've got a Bosch air filter. This was the cheapest one. These are like $12. And we've got the Purolator. I got this one because it comes with the Febreze freshness. I guess it's scented. And that's always nice because the inside of my truck usually smells like dirt. And then we got the expensive one. What did I say? This one is like $22. And then we got the K&N Performance Lifetime Cabin Air Filter. This one's like $35. So significantly more expensive than the Bosch. But this one is washable and reusable. Now, there is some theory out there that the cheaper ones are best, not just because of the price point, but because they flow more air. They don't filter as well, and so you get more airflow to the vents. We will see whether or not that's the case. So first thing we got to do, we're going to fire up the truck, and we are going to measure what kind of airflow we're getting with the old, dusty, crusty factory cabin filter. So to conduct this test, like I said, we're going to use an anemometer. And we are going to have all the vents closed except for this one. This is going to be our test spot, mostly because this is the one that I use. And, I want to have all the airflow going to this one. We're going to go to maximum. So excuse the noise if there is any. And we're going to try to hold it in a consistent spot. And we're going to see what our highest reading is. I saw a 7.1 for a second. Oh, let me take it off the floor vents. We want all the juice right up here. And I know depending on how I hold it may affect the reading, so I'm going to try to get it in a couple different spots. We're basically going to try to see what is the highest reading we get for each filter. So I saw a 10.1 a second ago, but that might have been a blip. It looks like 9. Oh. 10 miles per hour on a clogged, crusty cabin filter. That's not bad, right? Oh, here we go. I had it pointed down. Okay, 11.4. Dirty factory air cabin filter. Now, if you don't know how to get to your cabin filter, it's behind your glove box. There's a couple tabs on the side and a little string right here that you just pop off. No tools required. And your cabin filter is right there. You just pop those tabs on the side back yank it out. Got the cover off, and here's the reveal. Not awful. This is the factory one. I have pulled it out once before and knocked the crust out of it. But she's filthy. Alright, so we're gonna run it with no cabin filter and see what kind of results we get. Bring on main thrusters. Oh, she's ripping. .2 miles per hour with no cabin filter. That makes a humongous difference. Now, obviously, there's value to the filter, so we're not going to leave it like that, but that kind of gives us a benchmark for what is possible and will tell us how restrictive these other aftermarket filters are. All right, the first Challenger, the Bosch unit. And we'll leave links to each one of these, and you can pick which one you like. But let's see what she does. Maximum speed. Turn the unit on, dummy. .6 for the Bosch unit. So better than the crusty factory, significantly worse than no filter. Let's try the next one. Up next is the Purolator Boss with Febreze freshness. Now, something to note on this guy, it did not want to go in there. In fact, well, it went, but it was a little tighter. And the label, you know, typically you'd expect the label for flow direction to be facing you. The only way it would go in is if you turned it 90 degrees, which is fine, but, you know, just, it seems that it's, maybe quality control maybe is not so good. It also looks a lot more like the factory one, and I sniffed it real good, and it did not smell like nothing. Didn't smell good. It didn't smell bad, but it definitely didn't smell like special in any way. So let's get it. Max speed. 13.4, 13.6. We'll call that one 13.6. Exactly the same as the Bosch. And about twice as much money. Doesn't fit as good and doesn't smell good like it claims. So that's a little disappointed in that one. And last but not least, the K&N lifetime filter that claims 25% more airflow. Circulation d'air jusqu'à plus élevé. Okay. I hope this one's better. That one slid in much easier. It's a little greased up. Kind of just slipped right in. Going to 7. All right, 16.1. Let's go back to the scoreboard and see where that lands us. All right, so here's how we finished up. The K&N, 16.1 miles per hour. The Purolator, 13.6. The Bosch was 13.6, and the factory was 11.4. So the difference between the K&N and the Purolator actually is almost 25%. Really close. So it's nice when someone markets a product. How about I put it on the English side? Okay. It's nice when a company markets a product and it actually does what it says it's going to do. So, yeah, K&N. Plus you can wash it, reuse it, And this is definitely the most airflow you're going to get with a factory, with any aftermarket cabin filter. The only way you're going to do better is to remove it completely, which is not advisable. Guys, I am not exaggerating when I say it. This is the first time since I've owned this truck. I got goosebumps. On a 99-degree day. If I'd known that all I needed to do was swap out that air filter and I wouldn't be sweating in this thing, I would have done it a long time ago. So just went on a little test drive to see if I could tell a difference. And you can hear when you crank it up, and you can feel a difference. Man, I'm telling you, I wish I'd done this sooner. Well, sometimes the proof is just in the pudding. And today's flavor is K&N. They even sent me a cool little sticker. So now the other guys know you're not messing around. You've got a performance system. So obviously this specific test, while not the most scientific, it does kind of give you an idea of what the differences are between the three most common aftermarket filters at different price points. So this test was specific to the Ram, but the characteristics between each filter will apply to all makes and models. So if you're looking for a cabin filter that either is reusable or optimizes your airflow, this is absolutely the best one, at least the ones that I found. And I researched a handful. I picked the three I felt like stood the best shot for a comparison. And now we know. Before we leave, I do want to say thanks again to Real Truck. They are the sponsor of the season for Truck Central. So whether you need mud flaps, floor mats, intakes, bed covers, you name it, they got it. Leave me a comment down below. You know I look forward to talking to you. As always, thanks for watching.